My name is Taylor Vaughn, and today I'm doing a persuasive speech on trying to persuade you not to text and drive. My audience for today is Christy Hallmark and Sarah Hallmark. And on Zoom,
Sergeant Hallmark.
Okay, so today I'm doing a speech on trying to persuade you not to text and drive. Hopefully by the end of the speech, you'll be more, considered to not text and drive while you're out on the roads, or period for that matter. So I want you to put yourself in a scenario where you're driving down a highway and you're going about 55 miles per hour. You hear a buzz on your leg and you look down, and it might be a text from your mom that says, "Where are you?" So you revert your eyes from the road for about 5 seconds, and next thing you know, you're in a car crash. This could be a fatal accident, it could put you in the hospital, anything like that. It's a car crash due to texting and driving. Did you know that while you were traveling down the road and you looked away from your phone, you traveled about the distance of a football field? That's a pretty long way just to look down. That may seem like an innocent thing to just check your phone, but it really puts yourself and anyone else with you or on the roads in danger. So I'm going to give you some statistics today. Many organizations are now saying that texting and driving is almost just as bad as drinking and driving. So think about somebody that's just had a long night and they've been drinking and now they're going down the road. They hit somebody. That's almost just as bad as you driving down the road texting and then you crash into someone. That's how they compare those together. They're almost just the same. And texting and driving is considered now to be worse. It is actually 6 times more likely to get in a car crash due to texting and driving than drunk driving, according to some websites. About 1.6 million crashes a year happen because of texting and driving. That is from the National Safety Council. And teens are actually 21% more likely to get in a crash than adults. This can be due to the fact that teens are a little bit more unexperienced in their driving. They haven't been driving as long. Right when you turn 16, you're probably really excited to get on the roads, and you might not really think anything of just a text. You might just pull it out and say, "Oh well." Well, as a teen that is unexperienced, you're more likely to get in the car crash because you checked your phone. During daylight hours, 481,000 people get on their phones. You could be a responsible person driving down the road, and it's likely that the person next to you at the red light you're going to is probably checking their phone. They could be changing their music, they could be looking at a text message, they could be answering a phone call. Either way, they're distracted because of their cell phone. So this has kind of become the new normal for people. People tend to look at their phones subconsciously. When you're at the house and you hear your phone ring, you just pick it up. And it's the same way in a vehicle. You don't really think about it, you just grab it. I can say for myself that I've done that a few times. Now, since that moment, I don't want to do that anymore because now that I've looked into this, I know the effects of it. People are inexperienced at this age, so it's very important for teenagers to pay attention when they're driving and not look at their phones, because this is what causes the crash. You have to understand what you're responsible for, and that means yourself, your passengers, and other people on the road. I can promise you that what's on your phone is not as important as what's in the vehicle or around you. This affects other people's, like I said, people in the car with you. This could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be anyone. And you just put yourself in that position when you check your phone to get yourself hurt and the person that's with you hurt. Could you imagine losing your friend because you checked your phone? I couldn't imagine that. Could you imagine being in a car crash and something really important's happening that day? Maybe you're getting married. You've checked your phone on the way to get ready to get married, and now you can't get married anymore because you're in the hospital. Something's happened. Also, I want you to think about the people that are in the car that you hit. You never know what other people are experiencing in their lives. So you could hit somebody that has 3 kids and a husband and is just trying to live their life and get everything started. And you've just hit them on the downfall with that. Now they can't do that anymore. They're in the hospital for who knows how long. They may even pass away. Well, if it's a mother, you just took her away from her children. Maybe it's somebody that's pregnant and they're on the way to the hospital. Well, because you looked at your phone, now you've hit that car, and that person that was going to have their child might not even have their child anymore, all because you checked your phone. You don't want to be responsible for that, and I definitely don't want to be responsible for that. It doesn't matter who you're texting and who you're talking to. You can always wait. So, I found some stories online at textresponsibly.org that really touched my heart, and I feel like will help you guys understand why texting and driving is so important to try to not do. So, someone by the name of Caitlin, she was going into college and she was touring at that moment. She wanted to become somebody that was in the Navy. It was a big dream for her. Her mom and herself had been touring the college all day long, and they were excited. They got to see everything. She was really pumped up for her dreams to come true. Well, as they were going on the road, somebody that was texting and driving and looking at their phone hit them. It hit her on the driver's side. So it did not even hit Caitlin because she was in the passenger side. Yet she still broke both her legs, and now she can't move them anymore. She has to be in a wheelchair, which means that all her Navy dreams couldn't come true at that point. She had to reconsider college. She had to reconsider what she wanted to do in her life, all because somebody was texting and driving. Another story that I read was about a 12-year-old girl named Jenna. This is actually a little bit different of a story because there was no car crash. But Jenna says that she almost got into an accident. She said that her dad was yelling at the driver and telling them to pay attention, you're on your phone. And it scared her because she's only 12 years old and she has a lot of life left to live. Jenna says that the driver smiled at them apologetically and then continued to text and drive. She's scared now that that person may have caused another accident that day. So not only did the person that was texting and driving look at them knowing what they were doing wrong, they went right back to doing it, which shows they didn't really care what happened that day. As a parent, some things you can do to help this. If you have a son or a daughter that is a teenager and driving, you can always ask them to do all of their texting or phone calls before they get behind the wheel of a vehicle. If you know that they're going to need you, you need to understand that they are in the car and they are driving. So whatever you have to say can wait. If it's an emergency, you need to call them when they get to safety. Because when they're operating the vehicle and you call them in a panic, that might also cause them to panic. And then they might get in a crash because of the panic. As a teen, you can always set your phone to do not disturb. Many iPhones now have the option to, as soon as you get in the vehicle, it automatically comes on and you can't receive any calls unless the callers call more than 3 times. So that limits the ability of the other person to text about something that's not important and it won't come up. But if it is an emergency, it will ring after a few times and you'll get to know what's happening. All of these things are very important because other people's lives are at stake, not just your own. So I would encourage you not to text and drive, and I really hope you enjoyed my speech today. My sources are teendriversource.org, nhtsa.gov, sec.gov, ng.org, textresponsibly.org. And once again on Zoom,
Sergeant Hallmark.
thank you.